did it.
Did it.
We out here.
All right.
Welcome to the Wholesome Music Podcast, episode number 4.
This episode, we are going to talk about analytics and dashboards.
Yes, we are.
We're going to talk about this is the how to read stats and what you can glean from that information, so that you can further your music career.
So you can get deeper, dive deeper, get more value.
We're going to talk about music promo tactics that don't work.
Yes, things that are passé. They've been gone.
Passé was such a good word. We are going to talk about AI and
Suno, Udio.
Yep, and a new major label deal that they're doing with Suno and Udio. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about a really great resource, which was advice from indie music executives.
Oh, yes.
And then, of course, we're going to talk about my favorite thing in the whole world, rhyme schemes.
Rhyme schemes. Oh, and don't forget, we got a quick update for you on last week's story about Timbaland.
Friend of the pod.
Yes.
So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay. So we're going to talk about, last week we were talking a little bit about analytics.
Yes, we were.
We announced, we didn't announce it, but it was announced to all of us that TikTok has now released an analytics panel.
Yes, TikTok for creators, TikTok for artists.
TikTok for artists. So this kind of catches, full disclosure, I haven't used it yet, that we'll get into that, but this catches them up with Spotify for artists, Apple Music for artists, Bandcamp has stats,
Spotify
YouTube
for artists.
What is it, YouTube Creator Studio?
YouTube Studio.
So these are probably some of the most common platforms with when it comes to artists and streaming platforms and trying to get information from them. So let's talk about what these dashboards are.
Yeah.
What are they to you, Cameron?
Well, the artist dashboard just for me gives me all the data I want. Whether it's
hit you, right?
Yeah, I think we're getting it.
I
think we're getting it in.
Right.
Spotify for artists or any other artist dashboard is going to be where you find your data for the artist, right? So like when you're thinking about it, I'm thinking about like, hey, if like let's say artist A, let's just use artist A.
Let's pull one up.
Yeah.
So it's a dashboard. They come as apps on your phones. We could have prepared this beforehand.
We could have.
This is a new release from an artist on Give Take called Selmod. So we'll look at his. He's got good stats.
Yes.
So he's a good. So he just dropped a song called Stress Test. So it at the top of it shows you 900 all-time streams for this release.
Yep.
How many people are listening now? The number of listeners in the last 7 days. The number of streams in the last 7 days. What the difference is that sometimes people listen to. One listener will stream more than one song. Yeah. So ideally, the number of streams is really high compared to the number of listeners. That means people are dropping by to actually listen to your shit.
Yeah.
If that number is a little more close, that probably means that you're on people's playlists.
Yeah.
So people are it's less
you're
engaged.
You're receiving some kind of direct link usually.
Yeah.
Like either you're in like a playlist or you're getting like, oftentimes if you see one listen per person, I'll think like you're running ads.
Yeah.
Ads or like. You're in a playlist or there's some kind of direct link that's sending traffic to you, but maybe that traffic is bouncing back.
They're not engaging with you as an artist.
They're not really committed.
So it'll show you, I'm looking into a song, it'll show you the number of streams, the number of listeners, playlist ads. So this song had 80 playlist ads, 75 saves. This is all on Spotify.
Well, before we dive this deep, can we talk about why this is important?
Yeah, now that we've given a little overview on what we mean by stats.
Yeah.
What kind of stats are available to you. Why this is important, I think, is because...
So, Augustus, I'm an artist. Mm-hmm. I just release music, and honestly, I just care about the music.
Yep.
All I do, I just care about making good music. So why should I even care? I just want to like go on tour and be famous, and like I just want to make good music. Yeah. Why does this even matter to me?
Well, you shouldn't have to care, but you do. So,
yes, you do.
So, streaming metrics. I hesitate to lead with this, but one thing is that the labels are looking at streaming metrics.
Yes, labels are looking at your metrics.
Tour managers, what's the word I'm looking for?
Development, A&R.
Yeah, big bookers, they're looking at your metrics.
Booking agents.
So it does. It is a nice way to measure who's engaging with your music and where.
And to get some actual raw data.
Yeah.
Some real accurate data that you're not having to sift through. It's actual.
Or guess.
Yeah.
So you can break down. Because you can break down by region, by plays, by year. Also, maybe if you experiment with different styles, you can get a feel for like which vibes of your like which side of you is getting more engagement or
what people are resonating with.
Also, you can tell when people add you to playlists. So if it's typically if it's a private playlist, you won't get that information. But if you get added to a big public playlist,
like an editorial or
or even just like
Spotify or like a Submit Hub, large audience.
Or even just like, but somebody's just like, if I have a playlist that has a couple thousand followers on it, which happens all the time.
Open mic playlist.
Yeah, for instance, the Oxford Open Mic playlist, you could tell that, so you could maybe reach back out to that playlist creator, say thank you, find out if they're looking for more material, develop relationships. So Spotify, as we said, Spotify has this, Apple Music has this, TikTok now has this, YouTube has their version, and if you're savvy, you can also connect your YouTube. You can get YouTube. I think you can get YouTube Music stats.
Yes,
somehow. Right?
Yeah. So and it depends. It depends because I think with YouTube Music stats, you also need to be using like a distributor.
Yeah, through it.
So if you're using like, I don't think you can get it through DistroKid.
Okay.
But if you were, say, like had Vivo, then and you're distributing and you get your Vivo page, then I believe you can get in and get your
Symphonic is one that I happen to know will give you that. You can hook that stuff up and do all that.
Yeah, then you can kind of compile them together. And don't quote me on that one.
Yeah.
But I think possible, that's correct. Right? Yeah.
So so now that we have a sense of like what these platforms are, why would you want to use them? I think we decided it's a nice way to communicate your value and understand your value, have a better sense of who your fans are. I think the big thing to understand is that this is, in some ways, this is offered to us as artists and labels as a proxy for actual fan connection. Yeah. Because what you never are gonna, and we've talked about this, but you're never gonna get someone's email address off of Spotify. Like if they're a Spotify listener, they like your shit, they're gonna go on Spotify, and that's how they're gonna listen to you. Yeah. So this is like, I think in a lot of ways, this is like the next best thing. So it's like, at least I can find out how many people and where. You're not going to get the same level of data you get from having your own website, or Bandcamp, or collecting that information direct to you. Yeah. Like whether that's through Bandcamp, whether that's through your own website, whether that's through like some means your mailing list. Yeah, your mailing list or a means that you control. Yeah. I bring clipboards to shows and I sign people up like by hand. Yes, that's the best way. Yeah. If you don't hate taking those and translating them and putting them in, then that's going to be the best way for you to do it. Yeah. Oh, I hate it, but I do it. But you got to do it. So this is why analytics are important. A lot of artists don't know, I think, that there are these platforms that are out there. Yeah, this is a little better. Yeah. I think off camera we'll get you. We're gonna make it happen. I can see what you need. This has been, by the way, side note, a super DIY day. This has been a DIY day. We had some struggles today. We have a camera. This camera over here is actually propped up by 3 speakers. Yes, it is. We got 3 KRK and two passive monitors keeping this, or 2 active monitors keeping this guy up. So because we had a tripod fall, and a camera fall. And a lens break. So it's been like, it's an adventure. We're doing the most to be here for you. We really are. This is the spirit of DIY. This is what's funny about DIY. I know we're kind of side topic for a second. But this is being a DIY artist, an indie artist, is everything from knowing how to engineer your own self to knowing how to read and follow analytics to take actionable information. It's all of the pieces. If you had a lot of followers, I think the artist we're looking at, Selmod here, one of the things is we found as a label is that, and actually you're all hearing this, we haven't actually talked to Juan about this, but he's got a lot of international listens. And it makes sense for his sound. And so one of the things that we're kind of thinking about and talking about, and again, I apologize, Juan, because you're not hearing this first, but exclusive take. But we're kind of looking at, as the label, we're actually looking at this, and the kind of information we're thinking about is is there an international strategy for this artist? Because we're seeing a lot of organic playlist growth. This artist has a following, and it's global. So how do we take advantage of that? How do we leverage that? I think we touched on this a little bit maybe 2 weeks ago. And we were talking about, if you do have some data that you're getting from Spotify or from TikTok for artists, whatever it is, whatever area you're collecting that
that data, maybe use that in your meta retargeting.
Yes.
Maybe use that data to kind of help you reach those people who are already engaging with you and reach them in like a more active way. So you can be like, okay, I have like 900 people who are listening to me in Uganda. Cool. Let's run some cheaper ads in Uganda to kind of retarget those people who are already interested because we know they're listening there.
Yeah, if that's part of your strategy. I would say this is something that I think this conversation naturally leads to is, do you want to chase streams? Do you want to chase followers?
That's tough.
Because we know artists who do really well streaming that can't put 30 people in a room to sell tickets.
That's real.
So like who are like doing the thing and like having some streaming success, but it's not necessarily translating to in-person sales, which and it also means, of course, because we all know streaming pays fucking abysmally.
Yeah.
So the artist we're both thinking of here is so talented, deserves so much success, and they are not getting that money. Because of course we all know that the streaming services don't.
It's not paying out.
Hey.
No.
So I think this naturally leads to like you should look at the stats. You should learn this. You should learn what you can about it. It's nice if you like. There are opportunities for community engagement, but don't. I would say be careful about chasing streams. Streams are kind of like mirages.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Streams are kind of like mirages. I would say, I said this on a different podcast, but if you do, let's say you did 1 million streams on Spotify, it's going to translate out to about $4,000, which is, is that your dream? Is that what you're working for? Or is there a better way for you to monetize?
You can spend $4,000 making the song, like, or promoting the song.
Yes, you can.
Another example on our label, they got playlisted actually by a big official Apple Music playlist.
Okay.
And the result of that was that now they're having a bunch of streams in China, which is cool.
Interesting.
Which is cool, but like, so I talked to them and I said, are you seeing a sort of knock-on effect from this? Are you getting more followers on your socials? Are you having more sort of interactions with people? Is this, we see the sales
translating anywhere?
Yeah, because we're seeing the sales. It's not translating to any sales. And they told me no. Like they're like this. Their social media is humming along, doing. So they're getting all these streams, and it was from an official Apple Music playlist.
Wow,
a big deal.
Yeah.
And now like we could go look at their stats, but they're doing really well in both Taiwan and mainland China. Okay. So really, really cool.
Yeah.
But that's not going to change that.
Now you're going to put that artist on a plane and send them out to Taiwan. And...
No, we're not. We don't like not based on that information.
Yeah.
So like as much as it's like it is really fucking useful. There's so many things that you can take from this.
Yeah.
But I definitely caution artists to be you are playing with fire a little bit. It's like it can be addictive.
Yeah.
You can look at your stats all day and you can feel really bad. They're up one day, they're down.
Yeah.
Just like,
oh, I'm running promotion, my stats are growing.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about fake stats too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you should definitely buy fake follows and fake listens and buy. And if you've learned one thing from this podcast, it's buy fake followers and listens.
No. Never buy. Never.
Oh.
Never.
Oh.
Never bought your streams. Never buy. Never.
School me. Tell me why.
Because when you buy first things first, you're going to destroy the actual data you've created.
Yep.
So all of the actual data that you've created is now diluted by fake information.
Yep.
2, you can't undo bots.
Yep.
So if you've got a bunch of botted streams, you're gonna have to delete those songs. They're probably gonna get taken down. So as soon as your streaming provider, whether that's Symphonic, DistroKid, whether it's TuneCore, whether it's CD Baby, doesn't matter where you are, they're gonna start to get that little red flag. And as soon as they do, they're gonna take your music down, and you're not gonna be able to recuperate any of the money that you would have made.
Right.
That's just gone. It's lost. And you won't be able to get it back. You won't be able to re-upload and get your streams, the legitimate streams that you had back.
Right.
So you can re-upload, but you're going to start again at 0.
So one of the other things is that the real world consequences of this could be really bad too, because like, let's say a booker or a promoter or a talent buyer, you're like, oh, I bought these bots, or I bought these streams, and I want to show how like
legit.
First of all, like, we can tell.
Yeah,
but
you can. You can look, you can see.
We can tell.
It's the engagement, baby.
Yeah, like there are ways to tell. But let's just say, for like, you get past somebody and they couldn't tell you about, and like, so you get a shot, and you get a spot in a club in a night, and you don't bring anybody out because because everything's fake.
Yeah.
Now you've soured that relationship with that promoter or that booker.
They're gonna be like, yo, I thought you could bring me like 100 people tonight because you say that you have 20,000 or 100,000 people following you.
Yeah, you got all these followers, and nobody showed up.
So I'm not gonna book you again.
Right. And the music industry is small people talk. So like,
this is a very small industry. It's a very, very small industry.
So you can really, really harm yourself in a lot of ways by buying fake streams or bots or fake followers.
Yeah.
So you should definitely
keep it real.
Oh, dang! I scratched my original advice then, because I was. And the thing is, I will actually say this, so we have to close this out. But I will say too, watch out when people are when people are selling you,
playlisting services, advertising services. Hey, I'm gonna promote your music. Hey, I'm gonna get you on these playlists. Double check, make sure those playlists are real.
Yeah.
Are they getting engagement? Is the engagement real? Is it cohesive music? Does it seem like these songs are actually getting the listens that they say they're getting?
Because they'll tell you that they're getting legitimate plays. I fell for one within like a couple years ago. Somebody kind of hit me up, and I was like, and like the price was good, and I was like, I was in a mood. I was like, okay, buddy, okay, I'll do it, and I did it, and they were like, we're gonna give you a month of plays, and it's 100% real. And I was like, so we're gonna put you on some playlists, and there's 100% real playlists. And I was like, yeah, sure, okay. And by the third day, I was like, I had, whatever it was it like 12? It's fucking embarrassing, right? But it's like I had like 12,000 streams in like Kuala Lumpur or something. Or no, it happened to be this small town in Czech Republic.
It's probably an actual bot farm in that case, a real bot farm.
And I had lived in Czech Republic, and so I actually knew the town.
Oh,
and
wow.
So I was like, there is no fucking way that there aren't 1,000 Bijou Noir fans in this town who are listening to this music. I know enough about, like, and so I contacted the person. I said, stop this, take me off. And are you sure these are legit, dude? And I said, no, they're not.
No, they're not.
I know the difference. So like even people who are doing podcasts who are very successful, like you and me, even real successful,
even people who are super experienced too, and you've seen it a bunch of times. There are a bunch of platforms. Like in the past, I've used a platform that I thought was very legitimate. Yeah. And it bills itself super legitimately. But if you really dive deep into what they're creating, the product, I think, is like probably 80 or 90% botted. Yeah. Which I think is really, really interesting. And so far, there are different ways to bot things too. You can have like actual device bots. So you can have like, hey, we have 100 iPhones, all repeat streaming. Or you can have like, a bunch of different ways to bot different streams, so bot YouTube views. You can just run ads that then directly go, like I can run a bunch of ads to anybody, like to any audience, doesn't matter if they actually like it, and then send that traffic to your song, and that's gonna be your views. But those views aren't going to translate back. So even though you are seeing growth, you're seeing like, oh, I'm running this like YouTube ad, I'm running this Facebook ad, I'm running this Meta ad, and I'm getting all these listeners, but it's not targeted, it's not specific to your song. That's not gonna help you. Yeah. Like, you need to get really, really specific.
Yeah, just raw streams alone aren't gonna help you. So be savvy out there. Let us know in the comments, like if I'd actually would love to hear y'all's fails.
Yeah.
Like, have you
fails and successes? Yeah. If there's a place that you love to promote and you think it's real and it's legit, let us know right down here so you all can support each other, so we can get on game, give you some game. Yeah. Before we wrap this up, what are two of your favorite places to promote legitimately?
I am an old school girl, so I do traditional PR.
Yes.
So we email. We have the email addresses of a lot of DJs, press, and blogs. We actually have a DJ pool. So I will say one thing that we do that I still do believe in is actual connection via email.
One-to-one.
I have had some success doing the meta ads thing, that like target a song and do some stuff. But you start at $500 to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can run lower, but like, you know, the quality of what your ads is always gonna be up and down, especially if it's your first one. Just know you're throwing away your money, and it's okay. Because as you do it more and more, you're gonna get more and more value. You'll figure it out.
What about you? What are you?
I would say Submit Hub.
Okay,
it's one platform where you kind of have to do some sifting.
I fucking hate Submit Hub.
Submit Hub it's a struggle bus, but Groover, I would say, is another one. Okay. Those are the two that I would say you're not likely to find as many bots as you would on other platforms.
True.
You know, you might submit a lot and not get a lot back, but if you do experience success, especially on some of the smaller, more one-to-one playlists, you're going to find real people. You might not find exclusive large growth. You're not going to find like, oh my God, I turned into a major artist because I submitted from Groover. Yeah. But if you're looking to kind of just promote, get some new eyes, places you haven't been, those are the two I would suggest.
I really liked it when you went, oh my God, I'm going to be a major artist because I submitted from Groover. That's really nice.
Watching this is because you love us.
This is fucking like, this is what we were talking about in the last segment. Like, this is fucking DIY.
We're making it happen.
Like, there is, like, we're here together. You and I are both, like, really experienced people who are, like, used to getting shit done.
Yes. Making it work.
And that's why it's important to like find people who are like motivated and talented and have a skill set who can get this shit done. For riveting podcasting.
Yeah, that was really really deep, really informative.
So we just talked about Spotify, from Apple Music. We call it dashboards. We talked about music analytics dashboards. Let's talk about an article that was on Indie on the Move.
Love Indie on the Move.
By Yona Marie, it was from her blog. The title of the piece was "What Music Promo Tactics Don't Work Anymore."
Ooh, this is a great topic.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think for all of us who've entered the modern music industry, we're operating on those things that started working, and everything changed, like from 2010, before and after.
Yep.
Like 2000, 2010, 2012, and after.
That's true.
Things are entirely different. So let's talk about what works and what doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, so I think this is a really revealing list. So I'm just going to take, and of course we'll have the link to this in the
show notes down there.
And of course we'd like to hear your thoughts on all of these as well. I'll just list these and then we'll talk about them.
That's perfect.
Or you can stop me if you have something to say. Over-reliance on traditional media. Traditional media is fucking dead. We know that. Generic posts / spamming social media.
Oh my God, listen to my new song out today.
Scroll.
Song out now.
Scroll.
Song out now. Listen.
Buying followers, as we talked about.
That.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't fucking do it.
Skip that. Save your money. Run it somewhere else.
Yep. You buy some cocktails. It's not worth it. Unpersonalized email campaigns. So this was interesting, like just finding a way to really connect to it, like understanding why people follow your email list, and then
targeting them and making it specific one-to-one.
Yeah.
Everybody's email, whether you have a Wix-based Squarespace site, is going to say, let AI create an email for you.
Don't do
that. I promise you, your click-through rate, your open rate is going to be higher if you customize. You make it one-on-one.
And this gets into like the brand, but understand your brand voice, which I feel I've
brand
vomited
voice
a little bit when I said that, but it's true.
But it's
understand
real.
your voice. Cold outreach without context.
Yes.
Do not get on fucking Messenger and hit up people who for any reason and just be like, hey, I think you might like this song. Do not do that.
No.
Wasted your time, wasted their time.
I had someone hit me up today and they said, hey, I think I'm shadow banned listening to my song. And I'll tell you, that's the last way to get me to listen to your song.
Yeah. So, Soul Focus. Can you hear my Minnesota accent when I say
Soul
that?
Focus.
Soul Focus.
Oh
Soul
yeah.
Focus.
Oh yeah. Don't you know?
Yeah. Soul Focus.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say the rest of these in a real strong Minnesota accent.
Okay.
Soul Focus on playlist placement.
Okay.
So we talked about this, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you're gonna go out and try to find an audience,
yeah,
then your audience is gonna have to be real people,
real ones,
and not just from a Spotify playlist.
Don't you know that bad?
So this is the kind of thing you were talking about with the Submit Hub.
Yeah,
you can get some you can get some follows on Submit Hub, but it's not going to change your career.
No, it's not. It's not going to change your career.
So that was amazing. This is
shout out for that accent right there. You killed that.
So yeah, I'm pretty good at it. Chasing algorithmic success.
Oh,
so this goes along with it, right? But this is like, the algorithm is a lie. It's fake. It's just like find real people.
Find real people you can connect with, build a one-on-one relationship.
Yeah, or even if it's a one-to-many relationship. Here's a kind of a dirty little secret. You can get on these tip lists, and email lists, and you can buy these courses for God's sakes, where people will be like, "This is the secret sauce to crack."
Here are 3 amazing ways that you can crack the algorithm.
19 steps
exclusive to 2025.
Yeah, there's probably value in that. I don't want to completely dismiss it, but usually they're not worth the money. And the truth is, if you are giving, well, I'll back up. The truth is, the incentive for the algorithm owners, the apps, is to keep you on the app.
Yes.
So the incentive for you is to make something that gets people to engage with you, stay on the app, give them the dopamine reward, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, good content comes down to just
engaging.
Good content.
Yeah.
And the algorithm will bless you. I mean,
yes.
And I think it's worth to understand the tips and the tricks, and it's worth doing some research, but
it's worth understanding if hashtags are still alive or dead.
Yeah.
It's worth understanding, should I add everyone on my playlist? It's worth understanding how you can best utilize the platform that you're posting to, understanding that maybe I don't post horizontal video to YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
There are simple things that I think you can kind of gauge.
Yeah.
But I think when you're trying to beat the algorithm or find ways to get the most out of my most recent post, I think the best way to get the most out of your post is to be genuinely engaging.
Yes. Yeah.
To think like the platform that you're on. This is how I'm going to keep the most people here.
Yep.
This is how I'm going to build a genuine relationship.
Real audience.
And really quickly, everyone throws that word around in this industry. Oh, you got to be genuine. You got to be authentic.
Yeah.
But I think...
And we're going to get to that later, actually. We're going to talk about that in more depth.
Yeah, but just really quickly, I think the easiest way to be authentic is to let yourself be awkward.
Yeah.
Which
we don't do.
No.
Nothing about this is awkward, you guys.
I don't think so.
And I think I may have said this, but I think something we've talked about this in previous episodes. So if you want to actually hear more about we have an episode segment that we talked about for social media strategy for people who don't want to be on social media.
Yes, we do. Go back and rewatch that episode.
So go find that because we talked about that in some depth.
Yes.
Neglecting fan interaction. Do not act like fucking Mary J. Blige or somebody who's so big that you can't they don't have time to connect with them.
Respond to the comments. Yeah. Go in and like the things.
I don't know why I said Mary J. Blige, but be a part of your community.
Yeah. And I can relate to this because this is one of those things that even I struggle with. I feel like I need to do a better job of interacting. It's always tough to try to get into every comment, get into every response.
Yeah.
But I think the more you're able to do that, the more you'll grow.
Yeah. So test this out. Leave a lot of comments on this and see how we do.
Yes, and don't forget to hit the like.
One way communication. This is kind of the same thing. Your community building. You need to be a part of let the people be a part of your life as much as you're trying to be a part of theirs.
Absolutely.
CD only releases. This is kind of obvious, but you got to be on streaming.
I would almost push back on this. Okay. I think we're in in this not.
You got
CD
a hot take for us?
I do. I do have kind of a hot take. I've been cooking on this and I've been brewing it up.
All right.
Hit me. I was recently watching. I'm trying to remember who it was, but there was someone who did.
Was it Mary J. Blige?
It was not Mary J. Blige. It's a small metal band.
Okay.
Small independent metal band, and they did releases on 1-inch vinyl. like super small.
Oh.
Yeah, 1-inch vinyl. Like think how small that is.
Yeah.
And they also did releases on tape and releases on full vinyl, 7-inch and 12-inch vinyl.
So this is actually getting to Yona Murray's point. Is CD only isn't going to do it, but there are still like that is this what they're not saying is neglect physical media.
Physical media can be a tool for you to help build that like direct to fan relationship.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not like think of it kind of like a funnel, right? The top of the funnel, the people who are kind of I don't know, I'm interested in finding out, but I'm not really I don't want to pay for this. I've never heard your song. They're going to go stream it.
Yep.
Thumbs up. You're not going to get a lot of money from that, but those people are going to be at the top of your funnel. They're going to be swimming around, learning about you. Maybe they cross over your social media a little bit further down the funnel. But at the very bottom of the funnel, where you're going to make the most of your money, that's where you're trying to sell someone a CD. You're trying to sell them a T-shirt. You're trying to sell them a merch, like maybe you sell them physical media. Like maybe it's a version of your song that's on a tape, like on an actual analog tape, and they just keep it. I have some tapes. I have like a Martin Luther King tape.
Okay.
From released when he was
friend of the pod, Martin Luther King.
MLK, but I don't have a tape player.
Okay.
But I still have the tape.
So one of my personal projects, I make mini discs.
Yeah.
And they sell out.
That's so cool.
So like, physical media is not dead.
No,
but definitely not CD only.
But not CD only. I obviously I don't fully disagree, but don't forget at the bottom of that funnel, you can still leverage those physical forms of media.
Retail store distribution. If you're old school, you might remember the days when you could get into
Best Buy.
Yeah.
Get into Walmart.
Yeah.
Get your music at Target.
And they would have these like these massive and these minimums. So you would send them. You'd have to manufacture like 500 CDs and you ship it off to Best Buy. Or usually like a distributor would get you into Best Buy and a bunch of Sam Goody.
Oh yeah,
all these stores.
Oh god.
And shout out to Physical Media. Reminisce in the comments about your favorite dead record store.
Yeah, where's your favorite record store that doesn't exist anymore?
So this model is dead. I actually I have a friend who he's got a bunch of CDs sitting in his garage now because he was at the tail end of that and he got offered this deal and he took it.
Ooh.
But it was like just as all this was closing and people stopped going and they now you can't buy CDs at Best Buy.
The last CD story I heard was Skylar Grey, and Skylar Grey. This is early in her career, so this is probably 2008, 2007. She had an indie deal, an indie major deal, crashed out of that, and she went back home, and she was working at a record store and ended up selling her CD to someone in the store and just being like, oh, I don't know, but this artist is pretty good. And if that's your strategy, I love it, but it's not. I wouldn't expect to pay the rent on that.
Yeah, don't rely on that. And the final one is ignoring mobile optimization. I'm guilty of this because I'm a little bit old school too. I'm a little bit old school. I'm a millennial, like small screen, big screen, and like important interactions I like to have happen on the big screen.
Yeah,
but. You should run the analytics if you've got a website. You'll find out. I'm sure you look at your analytics.
Yeah, of course.
For your website, the majority of the interactions likely that you're having online
are mobile.
Are people on a phone?
At least I would say bare minimum 50-50.
Yeah,
minimum it's 50-50.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's 80-20 in favor of
absolutely in favor of mobile, especially when you throw tablets in there.
Yep.
Like you're going to be looking at like 60-40 mostly mobile and tablet devices.
Yep.
And of course, there are still people like us who are looking at it on our MacBooks or on our laptop. But Grandpa's over here like, hey, look it. You want to get on the Zoom?
I can't see. My arm doesn't extend.
I got to push the screen back a little bit so you can see my face.
You're not my grandkids. But... So this is important. So leave us some comments about what you think maybe you disagree with some of these, or maybe there are some other
maybe you hate it, maybe you love it,
maybe some other promo tactics that you think are dead.
Yes.
That you've tried that you want to swear off. I think this is worth reading. Check
out the Indie on the Move article.
This is worth reading Yona Maria's article because she kind of goes into some detail about each of these things. One of the big takeaways that I think is worth noting is a lot of these we said, these work, but they work sometimes. They work in tandem with something else, right? Or like she's kind of specific, right? She says unpersonalized email campaigns, but she doesn't say email campaigns.
No, email campaigns are good, still work.
So like there's also like we kind of talk about the exception that proves the rule.
Yeah.
And a lot of these really are exceptions that prove the rule. In that there are things that you can learn from when hear what we're saying and don't hear like don't do email.
Yeah.
Just hear do
Email's
email
important.
right.
Do email better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's actually a lot to learn in here. And ultimately, I think one of the big takeaways is just like you kind of have to do it all. You have to have a nuanced.
I think we'll throw in a little meme, but you sent me a meme
of
all the hats stacked together, and when you're artists, especially a new artist, you're going to be wearing all those hats.
Yeah, so you don't rely on any of these. Don't necessarily cut all these out. In fact, one of the things is the fact, by virtue of the fact that we're mentioning them, remember that these actually have some validity to them.
Yeah.
So there's nuance here. Don't take this as gospel. Take this as some information that you can use in your efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. Are they going to stay? Is it going to go? Is the bubble going to burst? Is it going to come back? What's happening? What's up with AI?
There is definitely nicely done, by the way. There is definitely a tech bubble.
Yeah.
The VCs, the venture capitalists, the money is chasing AI right now.
Yes.
Not all of this.
Apple's got an AI.
Yeah.
Google's got an AI. OpenAI, obviously, with ChatGPT. Everybody's trying to get on the AI wave.
All of this won't last. I think AI is going to. There's a climate element to AI.
Mm-hmm.
I don't foresee AI being permanently as big of a deal as it is now, but I also don't foresee AI just going away.
Large language models have a particular application.
There's one mosquito in here that I just.
Oh, there's many mosquitoes here.
Oh.
There's many, and now I'm itching.
Every time.
There's a whole family of them.
Oh.
On the other side of that room, they live under the microwave and the refrigerator.
Every time I see a mosquito in Los Angeles, I want $50 off my rent.
I do too. Every time it rains, I'm looking for $50 off my rent too. Every time the sun isn't out, every time there's a mosquito, I'm saying we're in LA. Let's get the sun back.
So, as a side note, if you see me scrambling to just like, it's because I can't. We're from Minnesota. I can't fucking hate mosquitoes.
Oh, they're the worst.
Speaking of bloodsuckers, let's go back to AI.
Yes.
I do feel like a lot of like AI that's built on a parasitic model.
It is.
They're not paying copyright holders.
No.
There are, let alone creators. There are issues with AI.
I've got a quick correction from last week. We talked about
friend of the pod,
Timbaland.
Yep.
I think last week I gave y'all a little misinformation. Timbaland's actual position at Suno AI is the strategic advisor for AI at Suno Music.
Strategic advisor.
So just if you thought that he was a representative, just be aware. It's actually the strategic advisor.
And what else has happened with Timbaland?
Timbaland, you'd think with all the heat, maybe he'd step away and let it cool off.
Yeah.
But no, Timbaland's doubled down. He's been doing these AI live streams.
Yep.
Where he'll stream and then he'll take songs from pre-existing producers. And he just did this publicly with somebody's song, and there was quite a lot of controversy around this because he didn't talk to the producer beforehand and then said when he fed it into Suno AI and made the beat off of the song, one, it still had the original producer's tag in it.
Wow.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Two, then he's vibing on Instagram like, yo, listen to my new beat. Listen to my new beat. Well, that producer jumps in the chat is like, yo, that's my beat.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's a collaboration between you and me.
No, it's not.
No, that's not collaboration. I didn't consent to that.
Yeah.
Like, we need to talk about consent, artist consent. Like,
yeah.
Like, do you want your music to be used for AI or do you not want your music to be used for AI? And if you don't, how can you protect your music?
I would think, like, one side of you that would be like, damn, like, Timbaland's kind of putting me on because a bunch of people are going to see it. But, on the other hand, like...
You're not going to get paid.
Yeah.
You're not going to get paid. Like, I love that. I love exposure. Everybody wants some free exposure.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, let me feature your song. Okay, cool. Am I going to get paid from this?
Yeah.
Like, that's... Maybe you call me jaded. Maybe you say I'm not looking at the art. But I'm saying... If you are the artist that I'm representing or I'm working with you, I want to make sure you're getting paid for your music, especially if it's getting put into an AI that's going to continuously regurgitate your music momentarily.
And it's not like Timbaland doesn't have the money. I don't know. Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's problematic.
It is incredibly problematic, and the more and more he stays on this, the more and more he just shows how out of touch he is with the entire topic.
And not just him, how out of touch AI evangelists are with creators, and I think this is important. So this brings us to an article on Forbes.com. What Suno and Udio? What Suno and Udio's AI licensing deals with music majors could mean for creators' rights, by Virginie Berger. I'll read a couple excerpts here. Major labels have shifted from legal crusaders to would-be business partners in the space of a year. When major labels, which is the big three we talked about earlier. So go back.
Sony, UMG, Warner.
So we talked about that earlier as well. When majors filed copyright infringement suits against AI upstarts last summer, the industry assumed a bruising court fight was inevitable. 9 months later, the same companies are hammering out AI music licensing deals that would let these startups keep training on label catalogs, provided people get paid. So this
How do you feel about that?
Well, this is interesting. So I'm going to withhold judgment for once in my life. These talks are just about These talks are about setting the rules, or perhaps abandoning them, for how copyrighted music is used in training AI, how future licensing structures might work, and who gets to be in the room when those decisions are made. I feel I'm still freaked out about it. I don't love this. But I'm glad. On some level, I'm glad that like
there's some conversation happening here.
Yeah, that people are looking to collect money. We'll see who gets that money at the end of the day. Of course, the majors aren't really known for
equal distribution.
Yeah. So among the key conditions are a fingerprinting. Earlier, I called it a fingering system, but it is in fact a fingerprinting system.
Can we talk a little bit about what fingerprinting is? So if you're not familiar,
let's talk about what fingering is, in case you're not familiar.
Well, I'm personally not going to talk about fingering. I'll let you jump into that.
Fingerprinting is like when you are like, hey, Siri, what song is this? Mm-hmm. That's a kind of fingerprinting.
That's a fingerprinting. So kind of like YouTube,
Siri just popped up.
YouTube content ID. That's another form of fingerprinting. Yeah. Like when your music is uploaded somewhere, or it's placed somewhere, and then your music is able to be identified by that place.
Or another really fucked up use of this, but is when the police shut down, or like will blast popular songs, specifically songs on UMG. They'll blast like a Taylor Swift song, and then when people are live streaming a protest or a police action, it'll shut the audio down. On the live stream because of the content ID.
Exactly.
So there are pretty sophisticated tools out there for content rights holders to make sure that their music is identifiable
and trackable.
So and what they're trying to do is use that kind of technology to integrate into Udio and Suno. So that there's a attribution layer, and so ultimately that attribution can turn into what's the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry, a revenue stream.
Yeah, into royalties.
Yeah.
And I think it's really quickly here is, I don't know if they're clarifying this yet, but whether that's going to be on the front end of data that's being fed in to be trained on, or whether it's going to be on the back end of content that's spit out.
Already out there.
Yeah.
There's another piece of this that I think is that she highlights in this, the author Virginie Berger, friend of the pod, that this just handles the master rights. This is just the recording. As we know, we haven't talked about this in detail.
That would lead us to believe that it's on the beginning, on the front side.
Yeah, on the recording side.
That would lead me to believe that, hey, if this AI is going to train on your songs, we want to know what masters it was trained on.
Yes.
What song it was trained on. Because
there are two parts of a song, the recording and the
master.
The publishing.
There's the master, there's the master and publishing, and there's writer credit. There's writing and publishing, and then there's the master recording. So you have these two buckets of your song, like writing and publishing, and then the master recording of the song.
So for instance, Warner, this may be in the weeds a little bit, but Warner has two divisions. Warner has Warner Music Group, and then they have Warner Chappell Music.
Yes.
Warner Music Group is the recordings. This was what we kind of typically think of as the record industry.
The people who are going to pay to make your song recorded.
And then the Warner Chappell, or there's a lot of these out there, but like they handle the music publishing, which is the underlying composition of a song.
Yes.
I think we're going to need to do
a deep dive
into this, because this is confusing. If y'all don't know about this, like, learn about this and follow the pod, because we're going to talk about it.
We're going to dive deep into this.
But just not now. So suffice to say that these negotiations aren't including the PROs or anybody else, publishing people. So even if this deal gets done, I think there's a real problem, because we're not the underlying compositions aren't being accounted for yet.
A thing that this doesn't really talk about is the music that's already been trained on.
Yeah.
So a lot of these LLMs have trained on huge public libraries. So that's YouTube, that's Spotify, that's anywhere that your music can be found publicly.
Yeah.
So music that's already been trained on, it's going to be really difficult to go back and prove unless, say, there's a very specific, some like in this case we were talking about with Timbaland, where the tag is still in the song. That might be a little bit easier to track and trace, but if it's something that's already been recorded, or maybe it's something that's been out for a long time and is in the public domain, is that going to be something that we're going to be able to retroactively find that was trained on, or is that just lost data?
So I think there's a lot. So there's some progress happening. Put me in the camp of people that says I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. One of the biggest reasons not to like it, I think, is like, we talked about this a little bit last week, but I think it's the devaluation of music, right? It's the fact that you can spend 5-10 hours working something out, and you spend a lot of hours learning how to play that instrument, or learning how to sing, learning how to hone your craft, and the next person can put in what you made and spit it back out in 30 seconds.
We talked about this again in more detail, but this shows that real dividing line between music as art and music as content.
Yes.
And what did I say last week? Music is not art. Art is not content, and content is not art.
Yes.
And I think this really gets to this underlying and unending tension that's just kind of always going to be there.
Yeah.
The people who run, and I think, like, fundamentally, and maybe at like a spiritual level, the people who are running AI do not fucking care about music.
No.
They don't care about you as creators. They don't care about us as fucking working class people.
No.
They don't care about art. They care about
money.
Bottom
line. They need to make more money.
They care about assets. They care about content. I'm getting fired up. They do not give a shit about you and me.
No.
So
unless you're talking about you to me.
So I think we need to be. Oh, there's another one. I think we need to. I personally think that there's a lot of fights right now, but I put me in the camp of people who thinks that this fucking AI revolution needs to be fought tooth and fucking nail.
Absolutely.
Every single. Do not give an inch. That's what I think. I'd like to know what y'all think.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm in the minority here.
I am not a entertainment attorney, but if you want to dive super deep into this, there is an incredible YouTube channel called Top Music Attorney.
Oh, okay.
Miss Crystal. She covers a ton of the most modern happenings with
pod.
AI. Definitely dive deep into her content. See, there's a million more takes you can find there, and I would say if you want like an attorney, like a music specific attorney take on this, where they dive deep into the weeds, go check that out. Yeah. That's Top Music Attorney on YouTube.
But I'd also would like to see a big fight in the comments. So get your fingers.
If you love AI and you think this is the time, let us know in the comments. If you hate AI, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, get your fingers warmed up, y'all.
Rile it up.
Yep, I want to see some spicy takes.
I want to see it. Let's do it.
Scene. We're going to talk about the Grammys.
Yes, we are. We got some Grammy news to go over today.
All right.
So this article comes from Grammy.com. It is the Recording Academy elects 2025 through 2027 Board of Trustees. New trustees coming into the Grammys are Dr. Chelsea Green, Evan Bogart, Jennifer Blakeman, and Tammy Hurt, elected as national officers.
All friends of the pod.
All besties. People, I have a...
Besties of the pod.
Those are the new people. Okay. Obviously, there are a bunch of returning...
So these aren't the voters. These are like the people who kind of make the decisions at the top of the Grammys. Specifically the Grammys, or this was the RIAA in general?
This is just the Grammys.
Okay.
This is the Grammys Recording Academy Board of Trustees.
Okay, Recording
Academy. So this is the whole Recording Academy.
Oh, okay. And obviously, so it's not just the Grammys; it's the whole
Recording Academy.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I think they're primarily most of their board has been reelected. There's quite a number of people on the board, probably close to 20 people on the board. But these are the new names coming in. Is obviously Tammy Hurt, Jennifer Blakeman, Evan Bogart, and Chelsea Green. Dr. Chelsea Green, apologies.
Hell yeah.
It's just an interesting thing to see. Obviously, the Grammys is making a number of changes this year, including their new category of the Country Music Award. But obviously, we have modern country and then we have traditional country.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be just an interesting conversation for us to dive into here.
I'd like.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think I'd like to give you the first word on this.
You know, I think. Oh, I don't know what's happened in the country world that would want to make us, create a brand new category. I can't think of any female black artists who've released music, like any cowboy-related music that isn't black enough. I also can't think of any black queer artists in the last 5 years who released country music that also didn't receive a Grammy. I can't think of anybody. I can't think of something like little something or maybe like a Beehive. I don't know why I'm thinking of those particular things.
You're thinking of a really, really small underground, very low profile artist.
She's maybe she's been in a couple movies or something, but not. Oh,
she's
famous.
a crossover artist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But she's not a country artist.
She's like when Keanu Reeves has a band.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Just like that. Exactly like that.
She was.
No, we're talking about Beyonce, and we're talking about Cowboy Carter.
Yeah. So, Cowboy Carter won the Grammy for Best Country Album last year?
I believe so.
And I don't follow the Grammys too closely, and people felt some kind of way about that apparently because they added a new country category.
That's correct.
They were like, this can never happen again.
No.
Or if it does happen again, we need to create a safe place for our special
contemporary country artists. We'll put some air quotes around the contemporary country.
There is right now this push into country. Mm-hmm. So I don't have. I could be wrong about this, but I was told, you were there, that a lot of major labels are kind of shutting down their urban divisions.
Yeah.
And they're moving all of their resources into country.
Oh yeah, country is the new hip hop.
Yeah.
Country is the new urban scene, I think, at least in America.
Yeah.
At least in the US. I think US centric music is getting more patriotic.
Yeah.
And country is historically very patriotic. And I think during this time when we're getting more musically political.
Can I wasn't expecting this, so I'm going to get a few facts wrong.
Jump in.
But before country was called, one of the reasons why country is called country, when you say it was historically political, is because there had been a split. Before it was called country, it was called folk music.
Folk music,
and one of the reasons that country music as a moniker came about was because they needed it to be less radically pro-labor and radically pro people and leftist.
Yeah.
Because in the days of the Red Scare and the days of the Cold War and prior to that, when communism was really coming up in the early part of the 20th century, people were really freaked out about communists. And so one of the things that caused the genre of country to even exist was because they needed a way to differentiate these white rural artists from the potential of being communist.
Well, and country has its black roots, there's a lot of early black country artists who we can dive deep into and talk about that history of country music that does have its roots in black culture. And you can go all the way back to work songs. You can go all the way back and see those instruments and the rhythms that are directly taken from that.
So it is really interesting. In the year of our Lord
2025,
that they were like, we have to make a new category for our special white folks to always be able to win.
Yeah, of course.
So
Tim McGraw can't. we can't have that.
No.
Like, that's real country.
That's
real country. It's not this urbanified urbanified fake country. It's that modern stuff.
Yeah, it's country that's got braids on it. So, so I this smacks of fucking DEI. This smacks of affirmative action.
Yes.
This is deeply troubling to me, deeply problematic, and deeply hypocritical.
It is. It really is. Especially, I think the Grammys, a lot of us are looking to organizations like the Academy to lead us in the music industry. Yeah. As award shows, we're looking for award shows to be non-predatory, to be supportive, to highlight, to raise up artists and to award them for amazing content and for amazing creation. Yeah. And I think this is just one of those times when we can look at the Academy and say, that's not it. That one wasn't it. And maybe this new board coming in from 2025 to 2027 can bring us some new blood, some new light. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. Yeah, I would say we'll talk. We've hammered on this a lot, but again, like, what's the antidote, or what's this? If you're mad about this, I actually maybe some people out there kind of know, like, if there's a way to put some pressure on the board, put some pressure on the Grammys. Shoot some emails out. Yeah, let them know that you're displeased. Let them know why you're displeased. I think this is going to become a more and more common talking thing, more and more common thing for us to talk about. Obviously, as these categories change and grow, and as we continue to address, like, let's say, inequity in modern country music as it becomes more and more pervasive in the modern music landscape. But I don't know, we're going to just have to hold our hands down for a second and see what comes of this.
Meanwhile, support your community.
Yes.
Support the people that you know. If like me, you're a white person, you feel some kind of way about this, maybe one antidote that you could do would be to go out and identify, like, some Black or POC global majority country artists, and platform them, buy their shit off Bandcamp.
Yes.
Maybe just like
get a T-shirt.
Share their shit on your profile. Like, that stuff, like, does matter.
That does matter.
It's an easy way for us, and I think it kind of counts as slacktivism a little bit, but it also, like, you could give someone some new ears. It matters. It really matters. Likes and shares for artists.
It feels so weightless to post something and share it, but, like, if you share this episode with 3 other people, that's 3 people who wouldn't have heard it.
Which you should do.
Yeah.
And so then and that extends, obviously, of course, to, like, giving a platform to the kind of artists that you would like to maybe see have a platform.
Yes, the newest artists, up and coming creators who you want to see.
Let's transition a little bit to talk about, since we're kind of on the topic of some current events, some racial politics.
Yes.
We, of course, are in DTLA.
Yes, we are.
This is Tuesday, June 17th.
It is.
Curfews are over.
Curfews are officially over. And let's talk just really, really briefly about that. I think, and maybe this is a hot take, but I think the curfew didn't help. Curfew was a disaster. Curfew's trying to close the businesses, trying to hurt people. Yeah. It's not a fan. I'm sorry to be so hyperbolic here, but I really feel like the curfew it did more harm than good. Yeah. People were really chill. People were not looting, not rioting. Maybe there's one day of it. So I think, if the kind of protection that we need for our city is 1-to-1, like 1-to-1, you don't need to keep everybody from coming to an area. I think it's really good that we've lifted these curfews, and I want ICE out of our city as fast as fucking possible.
Here's my hot take.
Yes. ICE is great. I love it so much. You just need to let them do their job.
Just come to our country legally. I'm sorry. No, Karen Bass, the mayor of LA.
Yes.
During all of this was a couple days ago. She went out to Little Tokyo, which is a neighborhood in LA,
just outside of downtown,
and it has been affected by some of the help me out with the word. Yeah, some of the action, and so there's some graffiti on the walls.
Of course,
and our mayor took time out of her day to go out and clean some walls, which I think she thought was a pretty symbolic thing. I think the symbolism that she presented, I think that is so fucking tone deaf. They are pulling people out of their homes, out of their churches, out of their businesses, out of their place of employment to disappear them into unmarked vans and to never be heard of from ever again. And the mayor and this happening in LA.
Yeah, right here in Los Angeles.
And the mayor wants to send a signal that she's most concerned about graffiti. I think that is so fucking tone deaf. I think a real leader would show some fucking concern. I think Alex Padilla is a great, the senator from California, who actually got arrested, and he's the first time I've ever seen a politician put something on the line for himself. Gavin, you can send your fucking sassy tweets all day long. Karen,
come get me at home.
Okay, Karen, you can go paint fucking walls. As if graffiti is the fucking issue right now. They are abducting people. They are showing up with fucking masks on and tearing families apart.
For real.
And you want to fix fucking wall. I'm sorry.
I mean if you I'm in MacArthur Park area, and we have a particular developer who's very loudmouthed and very influential in our area. His name is John Ale.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And he's a fucking asshole.
Friend of the pod.
But he not a friend at all. Enemy of the pod. Actual enemy of the pod. But he had said the same thing. Essentially, what Karen Bass was saying was that, oh, it's so difficult for us to. They're always painting on our walls, and they're always
fuck your wall.
They're disrespecting with the dirty graffiti.
Yeah, fuck your wall.
And you know how much we're spending to buy paint.
Yeah, buy more.
We're supporting the Home Depot, spending so much money there, getting new paints to paint over our walls because, you know what?
Yeah.
That's what you signed up for. This is LA. We have a history of this. People are going to make art on the street. People are going to paint. People are going to do the thing. And if you want to be here, you want to do business here, that's the cost of doing business here.
Yep.
And I don't think it's an action. I don't think it's like a big moment for you to go paint. I actually hadn't heard that. So I think that's so fucking ridiculous and obnoxious.
Yeah. So in conclusion, ice out of LA.
Ice out of LA.
And there's still more protests. The news has changed. There's
No Kings protest was this weekend.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
We saw, they said 30,000, but I think it was closer to 40 or 50,000 people here in downtown LA. Obviously, all over the entire country, we saw people taking action, like letting Donald Trump know how much of an asshole he is, and feel embarrassed on his little military parade day.
And so so we do encourage you as artists, as our artist community, to continue to put pressure in the ways that you can. You don't have to put your boots on the ground. There are lots of ways
you
to
can,
support.
but you don't have to.
There are lots of things that you can do to support. And so we encourage you to stay fucking vigilant because this is not over.
I want to share a really quick anecdote, a beautiful story, just to kind of end on a high note here. We do our open mic contest 4 to 6 times a year, feature artists all the time, and I had worked with a brand new artist. Her name is The Only Bonaducci, and I did a session with her on Saturday before the No Kings protest, and she actually went out to the protest. It was her first protest ever, and had a beautiful experience despite getting tear gassed.
Yeah.
Still a beautiful experience, and actually she sent me a song the next day, and she wrote a song about the protests, about her experience, about getting ice out of LA and just the entire thing. So I thought that was really beautiful. There are ways for you as an artist to take this momentum you're feeling, to take this energy, encapsulate it, put it in a song, put it in a post, let your state representative know, let your mayor know, let the people around you, let your local politicians know you're displeased and you want action. Yep,
for sure. Heard that. This is from Billboard.
Billboard magazine.
Dan Reese wrote, really, he's credited as the article, but really he compiled it. What moves the needle for artists in 2025? 84 indie music executives weigh in. So we're not going to go through all 84 of these. We'll put the link in the show notes, but this is really worth checking out.
Yes.
Not only will this tell you some like how indie music executives think, how they act, how they move, but also like give you some names. Like this also like
give you some actionable items.
Yeah, and if nothing else, like go follow these record labels, go find these people and follow them. Like there's a lot that you can get from this.
I know we said this before, but finding those people who are actively where you are. If you can find someone it's tough. You know, if you're an independent artist, reaching out to Warner Music can feel very unfulfilling.
Yeah.
But if you reach out to a smaller independent label who's maybe in your niche, that might be more valuable for you.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like recon you can get off of this. So I'm gonna read a couple of these, and I think because I think a narrative is going to emerge.
Let's get into it.
That I think was really nice. So Eric Tobin, and I'm picking these at random, y'all. Eric Tobin, Hopeless Records, a real narrative and a point of view that can be shared, and a great team. There's always been a need for story, and now more than ever, the connection happens between the artists' real lives and the way their fans interact and follow along with them. Ricky Reed, Nice Life Recording. Vulnerability is like rocket fuel for artists.
Yes.
We stress that alongside hard work and uncompromising individuality to move the needle in 2025. Daniel Glass, Glassnote Records, hard work and hustle. Artists need to be relentless and create their own spark.
Yes.
Once that spark is lit, the label can turn it into a flame, then a fire. The days of simply pushing a button or jamming a record into the charts are over. Marie Clausen, Ninja Tune Records, a strong social presence, a lot compelling live strategy, and artistry that reflects genuine craft and contributes to culture.
When I hear that, that tells me if you don't have a large following, don't hit me up.
Yeah. Dan Waite, Better Noise Music, performing live in front of large audiences is something I feel very strongly about. Performing live in front of large audiences still moves the needle these days and grows organic followers. At Better Noise, we have a touring department to help make tours and packages happen for our acts so they can start and grow their music. So that's pretty cool.
That's incredible.
Gordon Kerr from Black River Entertainment. I'll just read one more. I think authenticity and consistency by the artists across platforms mean everything. Artists who tell real stories, whether songs, TikToks, live streams, or podcasts, connect deeply, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what are we hearing here? Like,
we're hearing authenticity.
Authenticity.
I'm hearing authenticity, vulnerability over and over again. I'm hearing like, look, I want to know you. I want to see you get awkward. I want to see you have that moment. I want to see you talk about why you're doing this. Like, why did you think that music is for you? Why do you think you want to make a life out of this when it's so difficult?
Yeah, and why should I, as a listener, give a shit about you or your song?
Yeah.
So there's, like I said, there's 84 of these. They go on and on and on.
Let's throw a few more. I feel like those are great.
This I'm gonna butcher this name, but Seon Jeong Shin, Big Hit Music, the ability to. Oh my goodness, my phone just did something.
Oh.
Well. My phone just the app just restarted.
Okay.
So sorry, friend of the pod, we can't tell you
that one.
Having a strong vision and knowing how to translate that into meaningful fan engagement online. This is from Lynn Oliver Klein from Riverhouse Artists.
Oh,
here it was. I know I was saying your name wrong. Seon Jeong Shin from Big Hit Music. The ability to translate diverse experiences into authentic creative expression has become a key factor in driving both the artistic and commercial success of today's artists. Helen Smith Impala, visibility and the ability to grow a sustainable career are what truly move the needle. My phone is tripping out. There's a lot of ads on this page, I will say. Jay Irving, Human Resources, Moving Culture. As we see with Ray and countless independent artists, when music has real impact, it affects the culture.
So what do you think about this? Like, how do you feel about this entire article? You feel like it's worth it for independent artists to reach out to these guys? You think, what's the value here?
I think the takeaway that we're seeing over and over and over again is finding your authentic voice online.
Yes.
Chasing, we talked about it earlier, chasing algorithmic success, chasing streams. This is what I meant when I said, this is kind of behind what I meant when I said earlier about like streams are a mirage.
Mm-hmm.
This is the real sauce.
Yeah.
This is what, and I run a label, so like I'll say, like this is like something we talk about. We look at it for our artists too. Mm-hmm. It's like streams are good. Streams are nice. Can you tour? Yeah. Can you get out there? But what we are really concerned with, like, does it feel like does this mean something? And we work in a kind of a few specific niches, and so like, does our niche feel like it means something to you?
Yeah.
Does it feel like the people here matter to you? Does it feel like your voice is
valid and authentic?
Yeah, and in our case, I will say, like, we want to see that people are moving the conversation forward and not navel gazing, looking backwards at the
trend.
Well, specifically like the 80s.
Oh, yes.
For us.
Yeah.
And so I'll say that. What about you? What do you think about
this? There's a lot to dive into here.
Yeah.
I think for independent artists, I don't think the goal should be signing with a major. I don't think that's the goal anymore.
But these are indies. So,
yeah. I think you should be incredibly cautious if you're interested in signing a deal.
Yep.
Any deal at any level, I think you should have a music attorney or someone who is legally inclined to look at your contract.
Yep.
But I do think what I'm seeing and what we're seeing in these articles is like authenticity.
Yep.
You know, how can you be most raw and most authentically yourself? Whether that's, you know, I personally believe everybody's awkward. And if you can find a way to show your awkwardness, people will bond to you because everybody is trying to be their most put together, presentable version of their self.
Yeah.
And if you can let some of that go
Yeah.
and be your more authentic, real version of yourself,
Yeah.
I think that's when people are going to start to connect with you. And adding on top of that, I also think, you know, it's wonderful. If I am looking at you and I'm trying to figure out who I want to work with, and you have a lot of data, you are currently getting a lot of streams, or you're getting a lot of like, you can bring 100 people to a venue every night. That is provable data that I'm interested in. And I think a lot of independent labels are going to look at how many hard ticket sales are you doing? How many streams can you consistently do that are real and not botted, that translate into maybe merch sales or into website traffic? That's another way you can validate your streams is, are these people crossing over into another platform?
So let's back this up. I think we talked about the authenticity and the being, but so behind all of this, one of the things that's implied here, and I think it's really important, is a few people do say that, well, it all starts with the song. Like, that's true. But like the days of like fucking A&R and connecting like a music to an artist, it's over, right? It's
gone.
So like what's going unsaid here is that as artists, if you are an artist trying to make this work, if you're a manager trying to get artists off the ground,
you got to do the work.
Yes, it is.
You are the machine.
Yeah, they're asking you now to bring a lot to the table before they even talk to you. And like, and I guess behind that is like kind of one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Because there is so much that is being expected of you now.
Well, and to be fair, you know, I think if you're not willing to put in that work, why would someone want to invest in you? A label, at least a major traditional label, is going to act like a bank.
Yeah.
It's going to act like, and everybody says act like a bank, but I think an even more valid way of saying that is act like a loan.
Yeah.
You know, hey, I'm going to give you a loan because I think you're going to make this much back.
Yep.
And for me to invest in an artist like that, if I'm going to put cash or whether I'm going to do work on spec on maybe a more independent level, then you need to prove that this is valuable and it's worth it somehow. Whether that's showing that you can sell at a room, showing that you can
book a tour,
that you can get on the stage consistently and bring people out, or that you can like generate revenue with streams. And if that's your goal, is to generate revenue with streams, be aware you're going to need to make ridiculous numbers. We're not talking about 1 million streams. We're talking about 250 million streams, because that's when you're going to start to see money from streaming. And those need to be authentic, real streams. So showing that you are willing to put in the work, that you're willing to do the things you need to do to grow your audience and to find your niche, to find out where you fit, where do you fit in, like how can you connect with people who are authentically similar to you. That's the vibe.
And to your point about willing to put in the work, not only are you willing to, because a lot of people say like, I'm willing to,
I'll work so hard.
Are you willing? Have you figured out how it works for you? Not only are you willing to put in the work, but how are you willing? Have you
figured it out?
Have you figured out on some level what success looks like for you and your community and your audience and your fans and your vibe and the way that you work? And so, I think another thing to take away from this is that like, every success story in music has always been different, but like if every success story was like this a number of like options before, now it's this many. You know what I mean? Like
there's so many more places for you to submit your music, for you to distribute your music, for you to do it yourself, for you to get it online, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Spotify, whether it's on Apple Music. You can get your music out there, heard by people. You just got to do the work.
So that's that. So that article I would really recommend reading. Real quick, I want to move on because we've got a little bit of time. There's a really nice article that I saw on ASCAP.com.
Yes.
ASCAP is one of the PROs in America.
Performing rights organizations. BMI, ASCAP, CSAC.
And then, of course, they're all globally. We'll talk about PROs later.
Another day, we'll jump in.
But, so this is really nice. This is by Jordan Reynolds. This is actually from November 2021, but it's evergreen content. This was 15 essential rhyme schemes for songwriters. I'm gonna, so I'm going to kind of go over the kind of families of rhymes real quickly, and then we're going to talk about why this matters. I think because I'm a songwriter, I'm really interested in songcraft. Perfect rhymes. So this is like lean and mean. So there's Moon and June. Yes. So a lot of these are kind of like, sometimes we kind of...
Soon and swoon.
Yeah. Sometimes we kind of talk about like the lyrics are a little bit Moon and June. What they mean is that they're a little bit...
Too perfect.
A little bit corny.
Those perfect rhymes can feel corny.
Yeah, they can. Family rhymes, this is like... they contain the vowels or consonants in families. So for instance, like they say crate and braid. Yeah. This is kind of this is where your money is as a songwriter. Yeah. Is the family rhymes. Listen to your song, listen to your favorite songs, and listen to how many of them are, especially in pop, are these near rhymes or these family rhymes.
Blue and subdued.
Yeah.
Like because you've got the same thing in there, but it might not be the same.
Yeah, or like, help and well. Yeah. They feel similar, but they're not the same. 3, additive and subtractive rhymes. So this is what did you say? The blue and subdue? Yeah. So this is
blue and subdued.
So this is where you'd add or remove a
consonant.
A sound, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they have to even believe. So like so it's like similar because it's actually the same thing. There's 4.
Still got the IVE in
Yeah. Assonance. They have the same hard vowels, but the consonants. So these are kind of internal rhymes. So like had and glass. Yes. If you want a master class in assonance rhymes or internal rhymes, Eminem is the master of internal rhymes. Oh yes. And finally, consonants rhymes have different vowels but similar consonants, such as seen and when. These are considered the weakest rhyme, but they give you some more flexibility. So I just wanted to highlight these because I'm a songwriting nerd. We're gonna put the link into the comments so you can read all these 15 different rhyme schemes. Where they do like ABA, AABB, and if you're interested in the craft of songwriting, yes, you should look. 2 things I'll say. 1, look at your rhymes and make sure that you're not doing the same rhymes song after song after song.
Over and over again.
Especially if you're having a good day, everybody.
Oh, it's great.
I'm sorry, am I boring you?
No.
Especially if you were trying to develop yourself as an artist. Yes. If you're trying to be build a catalog and pitch, if you're trying to get like a publishing deal, it's maybe not as important because artists are going to take that and put that in their repertoire. Yes. But if you're trying to get up on stage and try to sing 8 songs in a row and all of your songs use the same rhyme scheme, people aren't necessarily going to know it, but they will feel that your songs start to feel samey.
They feel the same.
The second thing I'll say is this is a really great writing tool. Yes. If you are trying to write something you want to shake up, you just want a new, different vibe because you're trying to get inspired, read up on a rhyme scheme. Yes. And try them out. Try to write a song using rhyme schemes that you've never used before.
Absolutely. I think, looking at different writing tips like rhyme schemes, learning different things like scansion, syllabic understanding of your writing. These are all things that when you as an artist or as a songwriter feel like, hey, I'm stuck, I'm experiencing writer's block, these are the tools. Yep. This is the hammer in your toolbox. Yeah. This is the screwdriver in your toolbox. These are the things that are going to help you feel unstuck when you're stuck.
Some of the fundamentals. So if you have some of these things that you just thoughts on about rhyme schemes, some things
favorite
you want to
rhymes, favorite rhyme schemes, favorite things you use, throw them down in the comments so someone else can get some good value out of the things that help you.